We're visiting Miami's hidden game store. You see, the last time we were down here,
we did a game store vlog, looking at all the different game stores in southern Miami, Florida area.
And it was a lot of fun. We discovered a lot of really cool locations. And then there was Tate's.
And Tate's, we saw online that they had games, and we went to visit. We saw the sign that said Tate's Comics. We're like, oh, some comic stores mix games with the comics.
Yeah.
We went inside, we took a look around, and we could not find a single board game.
Let's go show you what we actually saw when we pulled up. So Tate's, if you're not familiar, is actually a really remarkable hobbyist store.
It's got so many geeky things. It's got comics, it's got these postcards, it's got stickers, it's got artwork, it's got models.
It's honestly one of the best hobbyist nerd culture stores we've ever been to. But the one thing it was missing was board games. Yeah, not a board game in sight. Now, you see that sign all the way down there, along with one we're gonna show, a nice big billboard that says Tate's location.
Comics, toys, videos, and more.
And that's exactly what it has inside. And then there's a tattoo shop, and then a little bit down is a little sign here hidden under the banister that says
Tate's Gaming Satellite.
Which apparently
is where all the gaming
Why
stuff.
would they make it so hard to find without any indication in the store or service people who mentioned it to us or anything across the board indicating that there's a board game store here not connected to the actual Tate's store? I know what you're thinking. This sign here seems big and bold as if it's advertising it to yourself, but all the other stores around here actually have billboards up across the banister. And if you're driving across and just stopping in for a day, you never assume there's gonna be two stores, and you're not looking for store signs on windows. You're looking for the billboards up top. Specifically, this up top here, which denotes exactly where the Tate store is. Hence why we're calling this Miami or Florida's best hidden game store out there. Because Tate's is amazing. And we're about to go take a look at exactly what board games they also have on offer. I'm just saying, if you saw this one sign over top of a store window, would you assume there was anything else down past the tattoo shop? I didn't.
And to make it even more confusing, next to the massive Tate sign, there's a sign that says tattoo. Who would think that beyond a tattoo sign, there would be a whole nother Tate's Satellite gaming store? You can see, it looks like a tattoo parlor here.
No, I mean, it doesn't look like it. It is a tattoo parlor. I assume they've tried to buy the middle ground to, I don't know, have this whole stretch, and this place just hasn't sold yet. Oh, and in case you were really curious, yeah, on the front door, there's one tiny little sign saying there's a gaming satellite down the road. Look, this could have been our fault.
Yes.
It really could have been.
But most likely it was not.
But we did make the mistake, and we were looking for board games. So, I'm gonna say it is a mix of both. So we already did a full vlog on how incredible Tate's is. I mean, it is a hybrid of every type of nerd culture you could be looking for. Paraphernalia, comic books, backpack pins, and every other little bit, pieces, odds, and ends. For me, it's like a museum of geekdom. This space behind me here, that is all filled to the brim with incredible, incredible stuff to look through, shop through, and I guarantee if you come here, you'll want to spend a little bit too much money. Along with that, there's an artist gallery up here that just highlights some incredible art from local artists across the area. So, we covered all this in the last vlog though. What we're talking about here is actually going to be the board games.
coming back through here after being gone for like 3 months is still so much fun. I feel like I haven't even begun to dive into like the depths of the store. I just found a book about egg motivational posters that said, nope, not today, or just 5 more minutes. I don't know. This place is so neat and cool. Everything, just little knickknacks hidden all over the place. Look at these look at these things here, these little models, and the backpacks behind me over here, and then all these stuffed animals. Ooh, stuffed animals. There's so much here. Every little nook and cranny and corner is something different and something new.
So, Tate's overall still just as impressive as last time.
This is such a nerd culture hobbyist store.
For the record,
I'm so at home here.
The second time we went back in, greeted right away
Yeah.
at the front desk. So,
Maybe
brownie
they
points
watched this.
there. I have no idea. Probably
But
not.
they said hi.
Either way, we're going to spend a little bit more time searching around, probably have a little compilation of B-roll for you, and then we're going to move over
Buy stuff. We
to
buy
the
stuff.
real
We spend money.
conversation.
Yeah, we spend money too.
the board game store. Let's see what we can find. So just off of first observations, they have a small little used game library and a massive gaming space and environment that does seem like it's probably catered around Magic, Pokemon, Yu-Gi-Oh, and more of those collectible card games than board games specifically. The board game library is a bit outdated and does seem like it's well loved, but also a bit old, whereas right in the very front is going to be your card selection and sort of the extra little additives that you mix into your deck when you're playing MGT or when you're playing kind of Pokemon, the trading card game. First impressions, Shira, for initial thoughts?
It's funny because had we come to Tate's when we were doing the Florida Game Store vlog, I would have been impressed with its board game selection because Florida was predominantly a Magic and
It
Yu-Gi-Oh
was.
community.
Yep.
And so I would have been very impressed with its board game selection. However, after coming through Nashville and through Atlanta, I'm not impressed. I'm a little disappointed. Everyone built up Tate's to be this really epic game store, but we've seen such better stores in the Atlanta
true.
region and the Nashville region.
It's true.
And so it's kind of like, I don't know, sweet and sour, melancholy visiting here.
We came maybe a little bit too late. Now that being said, it is still a fairly awesome place with big open swaths of land to play things like miniatures games like Warhammer, and a collection that supports this region well, I think. The only challenge is, does it stand up to what Tate's, the other store, is compared to Tate's, the satellite gaming store? And it does seem to support the trifecta. Magic, Pokemon, Yu-Gi-Oh, Warhammer, so living card games, Warhammer miniatures games, and then also board games. It's just, the selection isn't beyond expectations. There's no limited releases, there's not a collection of rare, collectible, high-quality Kickstarter games. It really is kind of your standard approach to board gaming, which doesn't mean that you live in the area, you shouldn't come check it out. Just maybe don't go out of your way to come here alone. Now, like I said, the Florida area really has been predominated with trading card games or living card games for the type of stores we've encountered. So, in context, the environment here in the Miami area Tate's is actually doing a really standout job with a reasonably curated collection of board games, some really good mixes of lightweight games like Munchkins or, some of your, just completely blanking on names there as I'm talking, but then also some deeper games like Dark Souls, like Zombicide, like Hellboy or Rising Sun that I can see right here in front of me. That being said, we also have an entire section dedicated to RPGs, to minis, to Warhammer, to miniature skirmish games, to painting and kind of exploring the hobby in a variety of different ways, which means not one section of the store is curated to a particular point in our hobby. Instead, it's a collection of sort of the starting guide and the option to go deep on a few different areas or a few different elements of this kind of gaming world.
Now, realistically, I know you guys can't all make it to Nashville and Atlanta, so coming here to Tate's, the gaming satellite, might actually be a really good option for you if you're in the Florida area. They have my favorite game, Terraforming Mars. They've got some Zombicide. They have Cthulhu Death May Die. They have some really good finds over here. They have also some intro games, some lightweight, medium weight, and then they have some heavy dives. They have some Scythe, they've got Meadow, they've got Seven Wonders. So it's a decent selection, especially for being down here in Florida where most of the community was really living-based card games and Warhammer.
So we just left Tate's Gaming Satellite. We did what we said we were going to do. We swung back down here to Miami to, well, revisit the store and take a deep dive to let you all know if this is a place you should be paying attention to. And it's weird because it's this hybrid of Tate's being such an incredible location, a probably the best nerd culture hotspot we've came across, and their gaming store is good for the area.
Yeah, like Jesse is saying, it is really good for the area considering the community really focuses on Warhammer, Yu-Gi-Oh, Pokemon,
Yep.
Magic the Gathering, all these living card games. It has a really decent selection, and I'm sure that'd be really helpful in getting something that you're specifically looking for.
Yeah.
That being said, it's not the hole in the wall that we had visited that has a really curated collection, just not as great of aesthetic space.
I maybe was expecting a little bit more from the Gaming Satellite, some more indie titles, some rarer collections. But honestly, when it comes to a working and operating, the sun's getting very bright here, when it comes to a working and operating board game store, I can understand why they don't have that, right? They have to curate to the community they have here, which is going to be Magic, it's going to be Pokemon, it's going to be Yu-Gi-Oh, it's going to be Warhammer. And for what they have, I think they have a really great selection for board gamers that are both new to the hobby and also slowly diving down in deep. So hats off to Tate's, even though it's so incredibly hard to find your board game satellite.